Well, hello Internet, and welcome to part 15 of my Learn to Program series. In this part of the tutorial and in a couple videos after this, we're going to cover regular expressions. And what makes regular expressions really awesome is they allow you to locate and change strings in very powerful ways. Another thing that's great is that they're going to work almost exactly the same in every programming language. And before I forget, if you haven't watched any of the previous parts of this tutorial, you may want to watch those, and I provide a link above. And in the description underneath the video, you will find a transcript of this video as well as a cheat sheet for everything you see here. And I have a lot to do, so let's get into it. Okay, so here we are back inside a PyCharm, and regular expressions, or regex, are used to search for a specific string in large amounts of data. They allow you to verify that a string has a proper format. So, example, if you were specifically asking for an email, you'll be able to check that it actually fits the format of an email or a phone number or whatever. They can also be used to find a string and replace it with another string or anything else. And they also provide you with a way to format data into the proper form for importing, for example. So let's go in here and let's start creating some things here. First thing we're going to want to do is import our regular expression module. And then we'll jump into an example here. So we could do something like, let's say that we have a sentence and we want to find the word ape inside of it. So we could just type in search like this. We're going to follow that up with whatever we're searching for. And then we're going to have the string inside of here that we want to find. So the apex. And if this comes back as true, that's what search does. It returns true or false. In that situation, we can come in and we could say there is an ape. And if we run that, you're going to see there is an ape comes back here. So let's get a little bit more specific, however. Let's say we want to find all the matches. Well, find all is a method that's going to do that for us. So we could come in and we could say all apes is going to be equal to re find all. And we're going to look for ape once again, and then we'll have the like this. Now what we could do is go for I in all apes, and we could cycle through those results. And you can see it goes and it matches two of them. However, it's only going to return ape and ape. There is ape right there and there is ape right there. But let's say we wanted to also come in and get apex and have that come out on our screen. Well, a period is going to be used to match any one character or any one space. So if we wanted to come in here and also go in and get ape and apex, we could just put a dot inside of there and run it. And you're going to see right there you get ape and apex. But up inside of here, you're also going to get the space that comes after ape. We could also do some other cool things. So let's just go and turn this into a regular old string. Just call it the string and get rid of this. We're going to be able to generate an iterator by using find iterator, and it's going to return an iterator of matching objects. So let's go and do that. We'll say for I in, and then we'll go find iterator. And then we'll type in ape with a dot after it, and then show that we are specifically going to be searching for that string that's inside of there. And then we can put a colon at the end of that, and we can go and create another guy here and use that on each of these individual objects with a method called span, and span is going to return a tuple. So we're going to store that in location tuple. And let's go and print that out on the screen so you can see exactly what that looks like. And if we run it, you're going to see right there that it comes back and it shows you the starting index as well as the ending index. But let's say we wanted to also come in there and slice out those matches and print them out on the screen. We could do so also by going the string and then typing in location tuple and get the first one inside of there, and then location tuple once again and get the second item that comes out of there. And you can see right there that we went in and we found the starting and the ending index as well as the match, and there you see the starting and the ending as well as our second match. Once again, you can see that it also grabbed that period there, and the reason it grabbed that period is because the dot is going to match anything including a space. So pretty neat stuff. Now let's say we wanted to come in here and match one of any of several letters. Well, we could use square brackets, which are going to match any of the characters that are lying in between the brackets. So let's create animal string, and inside of it we'll throw cat and rat and mat and Pat. We're going to see what we can grab out of there. Go all animals is going to be equal to, and I'm going to do a find all. And in this situation, I want to match anything that ends with at, so all of them match in that situation. But then I also, there's the square brackets, I want to match specifically for C, R, M, F, and P. And of course, I'm going to be using the animal string for that situation. We can come in and then cycle through our results and see exactly what we got. All animals, and just print those out on the screen and run it. And you're going to see in this situation we get back rat, Matt, and Pat. Well, you may be asking yourself, well, why didn't I get cat? Well, the reason why is you have a lowercase c inside of there instead of an uppercase c. If we can change that to uppercase and run it again, now you're going to see that you get cat. See? So we're going to show you a couple more examples here in regards to how this is going to work out for us. Let's say that we would want to come in here and match a series of ranges for characters. We can also do that. So we'll do some animals is going to be equal to RE. We're going to do find all again. We want to get all the matches inside of here. And if we wanted to match for lowercase letters between C and M, we would just put a dash inside of there. Uppercase letters between C and M, just put them in there that way. And then we can come in and do animal string once again and do the same thing we did previously. If you ever get left behind, of course, there's a pause button. Click on it, and then you'll be able to type the code in. Whoops, made a little bit of an error. Also going to want to come in here and type in at and run that. And you're going to see that we got cat and Matt, but we did not get rat and Pat. And the reason why is we were only looking for letters between C and M, and R and P lie outside of that range. Likewise, we would also be able to use the caret symbol inside of here to denote any character but whatever characters are in between the brackets. And in this situation, if we type C and R, it's going to grab any at word as long as it doesn't begin with an uppercase C or a lowercase r. And if we run it, you can see we got Matt and Pat. So just a couple little things to memorize, and you can play around and grab pretty much anything you'd like to grab. But now I want to jump in and show you how to replace strings. So here what we're going to do is we're going to create a string called owlfood, and we're going to have a rat and a cat and a Matt and a Pat. And what we want to do is come in here and basically anything that could potentially be owlfood is going to be replaced with the word owl. So kind of mean for the rat and the cat, but that's the way nature works. Another thing we're going to be able to do here is compile a regex into what are called pattern objects, which provide with additional methods, one of which is going to be substitute, which you're going to see here in a second. So to compile, you're just going to go compile and then throw your regular expression inside here. So we want to get the cat and the rat and make them owlfood. Do it just like that. And then the method sub is going to replace items that match the regular expression you defined inside of the string. And let's just save this back inside of owlfood. And you just go regex, you put this guy, this compiled regular expression you're looking for right there. And then what you want to substitute. So we'll say we want to substitute owl anywhere inside of owlfood if it matches this regular expression. And of course we have to print out owlfood and run it, and you can see right there we went in and replaced cat and rat because the owl ate them. Now something that's going to come up eventually here that I'd like to get out of the way is solving what are called backslash problems. Now regular expressions are going to use backslashes to designate special characters, you're going to see here in a second, and Python does the same thing inside of strings, and this can cause issues. So for example, let's say we're trying to get a string that is backslash and stuff. How exactly would we do that? Let's create that string, random string, and we'll just say here is backslash stuff, and we're going to try to grab it. So we'll throw first off here, we'll say print, and I'll give you an example that isn't going to work. So we're backslash stuff. I'm just going to call it stuff from now on because that's sort of a hard thing to say. And then here we're just going to use search to try to find it, and then we'll put inside of here exactly what we're looking for, followed by the random string we're searching for. And if we run that, you're going to see that none comes back. Well, let's go in here and fix this. We could also come in and we could type in backslash like that and run it, and you're going to see that yes indeed it did find the match right there, and it gave you the starting as well as the ending index there. So there is a easier way to do this, and that is to use raw strings. And to use raw strings, you're just going to put a lowercase r in front of it like that. And raw strings aren't going to treat backslashes as if they are special. So what that's going to allow you to do is look specifically for what you're looking for. And if you run it now with the raw string, you're going to see that yes, indeed, you were able to find it. Okay, so that's going to be very important as we go on here. And now I want to take a look at matching any single character. Now we talked about a second ago that the period, right like that, is going to match any character. But what if we want to match a period? How are we going to handle that? Well, we're simply going to backslash the period. So let's say we have random string inside of here, and we're going to have some organizations. So FBI, IRS, and then we'll put CIA inside of there without any periods. Well, we can come in and see how many matches we get. And to find out how many matches, we're going to use a length inside of here. Then we're going to go RE, find all. And then to get what we're looking for is pretty much anything followed by a period. That's what the dot represents, anything. Then we want a period, so we're going to do a backslash and a dot. Then we want anything and a backslash and a dot. And then we want anything followed by a backslash and a dot. And that is going to allow us to get FBI, IRS, but not CIA. Then afterwards, we'll go in, do random string, and run it, and you're going to see that the matches come back as 2. So that's how we're going to backslash so that we're able to use special symbols, regular expression symbols, inside of our searches. Another thing we're going to be able to do is match for white space. So let's go and create a random string inside of here, and let's make it go over a couple different lines. So we're going to say something like, this is a long string that goes on for many lines. Alright, so now that we have that created, let's say that we would like to go in there and remove new lines. First, what I want to do though is I want to actually print this out on the string so that you can see exactly what's going on. And now we'll go in and we will remove the new lines. So regex, and we're going to compile our regular expression inside of here. And specifically what we were looking for are new lines, and the special code for new line is \n, just like you saw previously. I'll show you a whole bunch of other ones here in a moment. And then if we want to go and remove those new lines from our random string, we just go regular expression dot sub, and then we'll put what we want to replace the new line, which is going to be a space. And then specifically what we're going to be working with is that random string that we have up here. And now after we do that, we can come in and we can print that to see exactly how it changed and run it. Here you can see the string is exactly as it was with the new lines, and here you can see is the string with the new lines removed. And if you want to know what the other white spaces that you will be able to work with are, you can see right here is backspace, form feed, carriage return, tab, and vertical tab. And on Windows alone, you may also need to go in and specifically replace this guy right here, because Windows very often uses that instead of just the basic new line. So that's something to play around with if you're running this on a Windows computer. So now let's go in and talk about how we can match any single numbers and provide a couple more examples. Now basically, \d is going to be exactly the same as if you would type in 0 through 9 like this. And \d is going to be exactly the same as if you would go in and throw the caret inside of there and put 0 through 9. So this is going to match any number 0 through 9, and this is going to match anything but the numbers 0 through 9, and that's individual digits. So let's say that we have random string once again, and this is going to be 1 2 3 4 5, and let's go and do a specific search. So we'll do print, and we'll do matches once again and see how many matches we get. We're going to use length for that, RE, and find all. And then we'll do a search for a digit like that. And you're going to see here in a moment how we can go in and match for the entire block. But let's just run it. And you can see right there that based off of that string, we were able to find 5 individual matches. So how would we go in and match multiple numbers? Actually very easy. We're going to use curly brackets in this situation. So if we were specifically looking to match for 5 numbers, we could just go in, throw our curly brackets inside of there and type in 5 and run it, you're going to see the match comes back as 1. If we would change that to 2 and run it, you can see the match right there comes back as 2. And the way regular expressions work is once you eat up, you find a match, I call it eating it up, but basically once you find the match, it is no longer included in further searches. So that's the reason why this comes back as 2. So you got right there, there's 2. So right there is your first match, and then your second match is going to be the 3 and the 4. And then whenever it searches again, it can't find any more. It only finds 1, and that's the reason why you get 2 matches out of that. Another thing's neat is we're going to be able to match within a range. So let's say we wanted to match values that are between 5 and 7 digits. Let's do number string, and let's just do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we want to see how many matches we could get out of that. Well, just do print and matches again. Length, find all with the regular expression in front of it. And then what we are specifically looking for. We're looking for numbers. And if we want to find numbers that are either 5, 6, or 7 numbers in length, we put 5 with a comma and a 7. And then, of course, we put in exactly what we're searching for. And if we run that, you can see we come back as 3 matches. And we match for this one, and that one. You're going to see very soon here that there's very few things you need to memorize. Getting most of the memorization out of the way in this first part of the tutorial, and then we'll get into other things as it continues. So now let's look at how we can match any single letter or number. So basically \W is going to be exactly the same as if you would type A through Z, capital A through Z, and you have to type in the lowercase and the uppercase if you want to match for those. 0 through 9, which are going to be your numbers you want to match for, and the underscore. And of course, as you may have guessed, if you type in an uppercase W like this, it's going to be the same as if you put the caret inside of there. So this is going to match for all the characters that are inside of there. This is going to match for anything that isn't the things that are listed inside of there. So let's go in and do a couple examples so you can see how this works. So let's say here that we wanted to come in and check if something was a phone number or not. I could do this with digits, whatever. Just doing this out of my head, this will work just perfectly fine. So here is a telephone number. If we would like to come in here and check if it's a number, the digits in this situation would work better, meaning the \D, but whatever. This is going to work perfectly fine as well. So how would I match this? Well, I would just come in here and I would say that I want to consider something a phone number if it starts off with 3 characters, so just throw 3 inside of there. The next thing you want to match is a dash. Again, you want anything inside of there that's a letter or a number, and again we want 3 of those, and then another dash for the dash that you see there, \, again, W, and then in the slash situation we want a 4. So that is specifically what we are looking for, and we're looking for it in our phone number inside of there, and it will say it is a phone number, and run it, and you can see it comes back as it is a phone number. And if we went and changed that and ran it, you're going to see you get no results on that. So that's how we can combine those different things, and you can see we can use our special little character codes like this, and at the same time we can throw just regular old dashes inside of there, and that's the way it works. Let's do something a little bit better here. Let's say that we were specifically looking to see if a first name is valid, and let's say in our world a valid first name is going to be between 2 to 20 characters. We can do that. Go and run search once again on it, and specifically we're going to be looking for something that is between 2 and 20 characters in length, and then what we'll be looking for specifically. And then we could say is a valid name and run it, and you can see over here it comes back as if that is a valid name. There's also a shortcut for working with white space. Once again, you're going to have your \S for space, and that is going to be exactly the same as the special characters you saw before. So there's the form feed, and the new line, and all of those other different things, tab and vertical tab and so forth. So \S is going to match all of those, and guess what? If you would go in and put an uppercase S, that's going to match anything that isn't one of those things. So let's go in, do another example. Let's say we wanted to check for a valid first and last name. Well, we could go and do that with a search, and we'll say we have those characters right there. and we want it to be between 2 and 20 characters in length. And then we want a space inside of there. You just throw that inside of there. Then you want 2 through 20 in length. And then once again, if that works, we want to say it is valid. Let's throw a name inside of here, of course. There he goes, there's the name, and is it valid? And yes, indeed, it is valid. So that's how you can squeeze spaces inside of there and verify that spaces are inside of whatever you're searching for. Another thing we have is the plus sign, and what it's going to match for is 1 or more characters. So let's say we wanted to do a match for the letter A followed by 1 or more characters. We can do print. Do a matches once again, length, RE, find all. Regular expression we're looking for is letter A followed by 1 or more characters. And then the string we're going to work with is A as ape, and we'll throw bug inside of there. Run, you can see we get 3 matches. And here you can see that it went and grabbed the A just by itself. The plus sign in this situation is going to match for that space. It's then going to grab as, and it's then going to grab ape. And you can see also that it's smart enough to know when to start and stop whenever it's searching inside of here to find your matches. And that brings us to a final problem here. What I'd like you to do is to create a regular expression that's going to match email addresses from a list. So what we basically need to know are what are our rules for what is an email address. Well, in this situation, these are the rules that I want you to follow. I want you to, first off, look for 1 to 20 lowercase and uppercase letters, numbers, plus I want period, underscore, %, plus, and minus. Then, of course, you're going to have an @ symbol. Then you're going to look for 2 to 20 lowercase and uppercase letters, numbers, plus a period and a dash, followed by a period, and then you're going to look for 2 to 3 lowercase and uppercase letters. So pause the video and jump in there and see if you can create it. Otherwise, I'm going to show you the solution right now. Alright, so I'm just going to create a junk email list. Alright, so there you go, some nonsense, and we're going to see how many email addresses are actually inside of here. So I'm going to go email matches, and of course we're going to do our length once again, RE, find all, and then inside of here I need to define exactly what an email address is going to look like based off of following these rules right here. So what do I looking for? Well, I'm looking for basically letters or numbers as well as periods. You don't need to backslash the periods whenever they're inside of square brackets. Underscore, %, plus, and a dash or minus. And I'm specifically looking for 1 to 20 of those guys. Then I'm looking for an @ symbol. And then we just keep on working from there. After that, I'm going to put a square bracket inside of there. I'm going to say that I want letters or numbers as well as dot and a dash like this. And I want between 2 and 20 of those. Then I'm specifically looking for a period. Then I'm going to be looking for uppercase letters as well as lowercase letters. And they are going to be between 2 and 3 in length. Come outside of here. And then the email list is what we're going to be searching for. And if I run that, you're going to see that email matches comes back as 1. Let's go in there and throw another one inside of there. eat@email.com. And run it again. You can see there it matched that and it disregarded all of these guys. So there you go, guys. That is an introduction to using regular expressions. Hopefully found that fun, and jump in there and try some other different examples on your own. In the next part of the tutorial, I'll do more complicated things with regular expressions. And just like always, please leave your questions and comments below. Otherwise, till next time.